you're not going to survive for very long. Looks like they are just going to run out full dive by the looks of it. No quick changes at all. MCD is on the Moirai as well. I'm not sure about the Moirai in this situation. Of course, you're going to be diving in, so yeah, you can kind of just pocket them in that sense. You can be the one with the dive with the Moirai. You can damage orb in, or you can just healing orb in to make sure everybody stays alive. RunAway doing something completely different with the Farah and the Widowmaker. Yaki is going to have an easy time, but Hisu might just have to swap.
And already it's underway. Sparkle into the back. Pressure onto the Roadhog and both tanks. Those are the prizes looking for this at Doha. Low HP. Bounced out and away. EM applying a lot of pressure to RunAway here early, but RunAway, to their credit, they're able to back off. Now taking a more measured approach. EM taking more to the point, going to get first control. Is Doha here on the backside, hunting the Widow, going over and in. Hisu on a timer for Doomfist, comes in from the back and down he goes.
Bye-bye, Hisu. Mag goes down as well. Doha gets slept, but the damage may have already been done. Hisu's got to switch off this Widowmaker, man. There is absolutely no way you stay on this. You've got to go Kree or even a Sombra. Yeah, wouldn't be so bad either. Element Missing taking this first cap as well, just instantly killing Gangnam Jin. There is now no... just off of that one kill, there is almost no way RunAway could have fought that because Yaki's so vulnerable in the air to someone like Hubin. DJ Gun would have an impossible time keeping everybody alive. Now Element Missing up to 30%. DP, they've got Blade already.
It was a really quick blade build from Sparkle. EM, now they get to go directly in. Sparkle pulls out the blade, looks to chop to pieces, takes on Gangnam Jin immediately. Sky Blade going up, not quite enough to get Spara, but the damage has been done. Hobbit gonna finish with Sparkle's start. And even the resurrection out from RunAway, they are far too bloodied here. And the problem is, Jaws, they're running something that is, frankly, a bit immobile here for what EM's running. EM's gonna have the initiation advantage every single time.
Yeah, these fights are taking so long to clean up as well. RunAway, just kind of hard to not stagger yourself in this situation, but you're an Orisa and you have 4 legs and you move very slowly. Like, you've got nothing. Mag is now switching over. QOQ as well. They're going on the Diva and the Winston to go for a little bit more dive. Sparkle ends up going down to Yaki, though, but Element Mystic still a lot of ults online. RunAway, almost nothing.
RunAway, they have to find some form of stability, but how do you get stable when you're just getting dove to this extent? EM is directly in their faces. It's 85% right now to 0. This has been a relentless assault from EM, and RunAway, they have one more chance left to bring it back.
I mean, this is the curse of control, right? You come out with a better composition and then forcing the enemy team to switch. Therefore, they lose basically all ults. Self-destruct is launched in. Yaki has to scurry for cover. Sparkle's almost near another blade as well, ZP.
Sparkle building blades very quickly. The blade is up. Sparkle's ready to go. Doha diving into the back. And EM already have 2 down. The blade is yet to be unleashed. This is going to be a finisher here. The dagger to the heart. Sparkle pulls out the blade, finds the Winston, looking for more. And RunAway just got run over.
That is the curse of control. You came out with the worst composition. Hisu stayed on that Widowmaker for so long that it resulted in not only RunAway being on the back foot, but Hisu as well not having any ult charge whatsoever. He generated, like, what, almost a full EMP. And even then, you are then trying to fight your way onto the point near 80 to 90%. And then, oh, you get the flip. Oh, guess what? Element Mystic come back with 6 ults and then they just win. Like, it's so difficult to kind of flip these maps around, especially when Element Mystic can win a fight so early. They just all dive on one target. Oh, Ana can't move. Well, Sleep Dart's not going to do much against 5 of us on top of her. Well, she dies. There we go. RunAway has to reset, and Element Mystic can just snowball their way out of control. There was nothing seemingly RunAway could do. Now we're jumping onto Well. It looks like RunAway have learned their lesson. They got the Tracer and the Sombra's DPS.
We'll see if this is enough to turn things around. I think they came on the Widow last time around simply because they were expecting the bar from the other side, but as we talked about in the preamble, Sparkle likes playing Genji, one of the few that do here in this meta. First fight though, already underway. Yaki moving on in, Element Mystic wasting no time, already in the enemy's territory. Doha finds Lee gone, immediately down. The dive from Doha and Sparkle, completely relentless, Jaws.
Yeah, and then what's ridiculous as well is this Genji's gonna have so many resets. You find an Cisco as the Genji, reset. It's just so easy, and Sparkle is so good at Genji, Doomfist. Like, there's nothing really this guy is not good at when it comes to damage roll. Element Mystic claimed the point as well as DP. The saving grace for RunAway here is Hisu has 60% on his EMP. They managed to take out Zohar though, and that's actually a good start. LeGday Gong getting a little bit of revenge.
So they get a potential light at the end of the tunnel, but they lose Gangnam Jin. Sparkle just doesn't
They're
care.
ignoring Sparkle.
Yeah, Sparkle's getting chased, but he has Blade again once more. Now the EMP could ruin that, but I gotta tell you, I think Sparkle's gonna unleash the Blade soon. He's gonna wait to get healed up and immediately dive in. This has gone less from coordinated fights and more than just an all-out brawl.
Doha ends up going down again. He's kind of getting camped at this point. Sparkle getting bullied as well. It's going to be able to dash it up to the top side, but nice little rotation there from Mag, keeping him in check. Ends up taking him down. Hisu still holding on to this EMP, but this might just be Element Missing backing off him.
Yeah, EM, I think they need to give this up. They've started with a decent start. However, I think if you're a fan of RunAway, you're kind of okay with how this is developing right now. Because not only are they going to get control, they get to slow things down a bit, they get a full team wipe, and Hisu's going to have EMP for the next fight. But I got to tell you, Jaws, the EMP must be impactful.
Yeah, you got to counter EMP this. I think you wait for Sparkle to go in with the Blade and then go for the... potentially go for the manual hack. If you can't get that off, it might just have to be a desperation EMP. But then, of course, Unique can follow that up with the sound barrier, which is the exact opposite way round that you'd want to see that interaction with the sound barrier and the EMP. Yaki's on the backline as well with the pulse bomb.
Stage EMP out from Hisu, only it's Shuba. Takoyaki down, Sparkle looking to even the odds, pulls up the blade immediately down. Hisu able to punish. Sparkle gets a whole lot of nothing on the other side. And that is a fight RunAway needed, but they also paid a high price there, Jaws.
And they went in with the EMP before the beat and before the blade, but they still managed to focus down Sparkle in amongst that. He had 600 plus HP. Still managed to take him out, and now 40% building for RunAway. It was an expensive fight, ZP, yes, but Mag still has ult. We've got QOQ with the self-destruct too. Gangnam Jin has got the coalescence. Element Mystic can take a long time to build up more ults for this. This looks very, very in favor of RunAway right now.
RunAway able to wrest control. Dola gets caught. Dola's on the dive, and instead, LeGDAY just finishes him on off. RunAway up one right now. Then the dive from EM. The problem here, Jaws, when you run a dive like this, it's great when you get first initiative, but if you lose your Doomfist early on, it is a rough road to actually wrest control back in the fight.
That it is. I mean, now we're looking at Doha switching over. He's like, okay, I've had enough of the Doomfist. For some reason, I keep getting killed by this Lucio. It feels like I'm getting killed by Funny Astro over and over again. Now Sparkle with 60% on the blade, and think about how much time he's actually needed to build a second one up. This is nothing like the last map. It's not that easy anymore to just dive in and get resets. EMP's going to come out as well, ZP. A beautiful pulse bomb as MCD ends up going down. RunAway is just going to win this fight again. And now they got 90%. Element Mystic have to go back to touch.
And EM, I don't really think they have time here, okay? Even if someone is here. All right, Doa's in the back. This is the sad Sombra tuck because Doa is going to have to immediately teleport out with no HP. You have to run back in again. It buys enough time for EM to start staggering in. You have the coalescence coming in from the side. EM trying to make some work, and then bought enough time for Sparkle to come at the blade, but this is going to be so difficult. For Sparkle, he's already down. He can't pull out the blade. Yaki right in on top of them. No sharpness out here this time.
Yaki unreal on the trace. They're going to send out Beat, who RunAway now just steamrolling over Element Mystic. Sparkle is not going to be able to get back to the point. OT's going to tick down. And it should just be a one apiece. Yaki on this Tracer. Same with LeGDAY, to be fair. It's just been so good. How has LeGDAY found the kill onto Doha's Doomfist so often? I don't know. We're not on the Lucio's POV, unfortunately, but I think we should be. This is unbelievable. They come in for the first map. They're like, okay, we get rolled by the Doomfist. We get rolled by the Genji. Okay, Yaki just played Tracer. LeGDAY. All you need to do, don't heal anybody. Just use speed boost and chase down Doha and be DPS. Exactly.
And one thing that I have to say here, a big difference in narrative for this match versus EM's last match. You know what RunAway is doing that Genji didn't? Adapting, shifting to what EM is throwing at them. And EM actually giving the team not really adapting as much going this round. They're bringing out the Doomfist Genji once more.
Doha's going to be able to help control this mega health pack. Problem is, it's already been hacked away. Nice little punch there into the wall, but LeGDAY doesn't end up going down. Yaki's doing a perfect job here, just playing around this mega health pack as well. He can basically use that for infinite sustain almost. And LeGDAY, once again, manages to kill Doha on Doomfist. How does he does it? I don't know. That wasn't a sentence. It's still early.
With a little bit of help from his friends, Jaws, just as I'm helping you finish your sentence here. But LeGDAY with the early pickoff. And now Yaki looking for the cleanup on the opposite side. Goes in, finds somewhere, but Sparkle starting to bring it on back. Two from Sparkle. The 8 of Takoyaki, and it's going to be EM with first control. And that's the explosiveness that people expect from Sparkle.
I apologize, I'm maybe a little bit far ahead. I will try and rewind it. We're okay. We're on about 10%. But Sparkle now with this blade, and normally you'd say blade as well, it's kind of useless without the nano. Sparkle is somehow making it work still, but Yaki with a big pulse bomb into a big EMP as well.
Oh, as the pulse bomb drops the pulse bomb immediately, down goes Takoyaki directly in RunAway, just cleaning up the scraps. So even though they lost first fight, Yaki saying the tone as they walk back in. The EMP, of course, a big impact as well. This RunAway, they wrest control right back. And again, this has been very back and forth, but one thing I have to point your attention to, Sparkle, blade.
I mean, I'm looking at Sparkle's blade, yes. Can he actually get it off in time? I'm not entirely sure. Last time, he went in with unique CMP, but RunAway's positioning and their ability to focus Sparkle down was just insane. And Hisu's going to get an initial kill as well onto Doha. Doha is not having a good time. I think, honestly, Doha switches here. He switches to Kree. He switches to something that doesn't require a little bit of setup here, because RunAway have what seems like every single position on the map locked down, so Doha can't get a word in edgewise.
People have wised up to how Doha plays. It is not the free ride and Sombra that he used to have. But now EM looking for a way back in. Doha's back up. The EMP is ready. EMP and Blade, a deadly combo. We're about to see how they're going to use it here. Sparkle holding onto the Blade. MCD already down. So EM, they're going to have to go in. Down. Player's already down too. Sparkle tries even odds. Immediately dies to LEGDAY. Gone. He decided to go for it there, Jaws, but it just does not pay off.
Newsflash, ZP. Nano boost not available because you don't have an Ana. The blade is so vulnerable. You think back all the way to really early Overwatch, you're like, wow, blade's such a powerful ability. Oh my god, like, it's so good. You get resets off kills. But nowadays, it's not that big. It's not that big. It's not big of an ultimate unless you got nano. If you don't have the nano, you are so squishy, so vulnerable. And LeGday Gong, the most ridiculous Lucio plays we've seen so far. Gangnam Jim's going to go down as well. EMP's going to come out. ZP, this is RunAway. They might just take it here. This could be the game-winning fight.
Yaki's going absolutely wild. This pulse bomb might have been eaten, but he is on cleanup duty. Hisu sets it up. Yaki knocks it down. EM, though, not going down quietly here. Still contesting on the side. Sparkle on Tracer as well. And just saying, hey, Tracer working out pretty well. I'm going to play it myself. Yaki in hot pursuit to the flank. EM, they've had a chance to regroup. They're running back on in. Doha, though, is down. Yaki continuing his assault to the back line. Sparkle doing much the same back on the other side. Both Tracers soon to meet here, Jaws. And this is going to be it.
MCD used the Coalescence as well. He's going to take out QOQ. Finally, Element Mystic regain control of the map. It was about time Sparkle did change it off of this Genji. Those blades have been so blunt going into the last couple of fights. They are almost useless. Like I said, without Nano Blade, without that damage resist plus damage boost, you are basically useless. And LeGday Gong was taking you down. How do you feel about that? A Lucio just clicking your head when you've got Blade. It doesn't feel very good. I'm glad Sparkle's back on this Tracer. He has got Pulse Bomb TP. A little Mystic making a very early engagement, and Gangnam Jim's dead.
Doha's been hunting Gangnam Jin. 2 fights in a row. LeGday Gong, though, taking out his counterpart on the other side. Finally, though, he's down. Sparkle taking down the threat. RunAway still threatening here, off on the retake attempt. And Mag and QQ just doing so much damage, running over the opposing front line. Hisu on the point, and RunAway taking map 1. And what was best described as adaptation from RunAway. First round, a little bit rough. They ran Widow expecting the Pharah. Didn't happen. And what do? They bring out the Tracer. And Yaki and Flowervin almost getting run over in the booth there.
You gotta calm down, man. Those boosts aren't very like, they're not very wide. You need to...
She thought she was safe. It wasn't, runner's not in the booth right now, so...
That's true.
Yeah.
Kuki almost bowling over Flowervin, giving the old shoulder check, but it's okay. Kuki is as excited as the crowd is as well. You can hear the crowd in the background just kind of erupting. RunAway have such a big history in Korea, like you mentioned before, going all the way back to Apex Season 1. And their team, their old team, their old lineup, most of them who have been on RunAway are now in Overwatch League, competing with the very best. And they want to continue that legacy as well. Taking this first map is going to be pretty big. That's a pretty big momentum swing, but I want to bring it back to what I talked about earlier. But I'm not going to be able to do that because it looks like we're going to a quick break first. We'll be right back, guys. Do not go anywhere.
And we are back after a momentous map 1. RunAway striking first. I have to say, Jaws, one thing you brought up a whole lot during the cast, I couldn't agree more. LeGday Gong has really made an impact.
Just an insane impact. on the kill feed, I'm not entirely sure how many times it was Lee Jigong, kill, Doha, but it was more than a few. He is consistently dealing with him regardless of the hero, whether that's Sombra, whether that's Doomfist as well, which we saw more often than not. It's not someone you usually see, to be fair, because Doomfist has a rather large health pool for a DPS character. And this is definitely a story and a kind of a new age almost of support players where you can go fairly aggressive on the Lucio because you are playing this not even pseudo dive. It's almost like we're back to dive meta with Winston, with D.Va, and then with dive heroes of your choice. The Lucio goes in and deals as much damage as he possibly can in order to help the Genji get the resets. It doesn't like we got a sub though coming in. We've got XZ coming in, Doha stepping out for the time being.
And this makes a lot of sense, especially if they want to play more hit scan oriented gameplay. But just to sort of cap off the last point, I couldn't agree more. And you look at over time in history in Overwatch, there's a point where you would look at your Lucio players and go, you know what we're expecting for a Lucio player? Don't die. Don't die and drop beats. That's pretty much it. But now we've hit a new era where we have players like Lee Jae-gon, players like Funny Astro, that are redefining what it means to be a good support player, where it's not just about peeling for your team. It's not just about hitting beat at the right time and not beating a wall in Eichenwald. No, it's about actually doing serious damage. The payload is a thing of the past.
Thank goodness, said all of the Lucio players ever. We're going into map number 2. And with Doha stepping out, we're going to look at what maps they are just now. With Doha stepping out, this is the time to shine. Doha was having a very rough game. In fact, if they didn't want to sub him out, if they prefer him on something like Temple of Anubis, I think it would have been best to be honest. He was having an extremely rough time just dealing with all of anything. Even his Sombra was kind of meh. Like, there was not really a position where you're like, damn, he's actually owning. He's doing so much damage. Wow, he's getting picks. No, it was actually Hisu on Sombra, matching him in the 1v1. And then Lee Jae-gon kind of destroying him as well. It doesn't look like we're going to Temple of Anubis as our second map.
It's really such a change in dynamic because you think back to the Contenders broadcast, really not a year ago, but a few months back, what we were saying about Doha. Well, look at Doha. He's obviously the best Sombra in the world. And I think at the time, all that talk was accurate, but it shows how a different meta, a different expected play style, and frankly, people doing their homework on your style can lead to a very drastically different outcome. And now, Doha getting swapped out here for XE, and it's going to be interesting to see how Temple of Anubis pans out. But I have to think that given that we're heading into Temple of Anubis, this is going to be signaling a lot more Widow play, particularly on point A.
Point A is so good for Widow. Point B, not so much. I mean, you can run it on offense. If you're granted space by the rest of your team by just kind of forcing yourselves onto the point, it's not the worst thing in the world. Of course, the Widow can set up on the top right, those little broken pillars, or they can have this beautiful sight line down to the second point as well, on top of the alcove. I don't really know what you call that, to be honest. That entrance way onto the big open second point. RunAway on the defense first. Element Mystic on the offense. I want to see more Widowmaker play. It doesn't like Hisu. It's going to run out with it. So more often than not, you're going to run double main support, which they are doing as well. Lee Jae-gong is going to be able to float from both the low ground onto the high ground using the shift and helping Hisu out. And he's going to need a lot of help because Element Mystic, you know what they're going to run. It's almost kind of obvious at this point. Yes, we've only played one map, but Starkle is really feeling himself on the Genji. Maybe we see some Doomfist as well from him, but at this point where Doomfist doesn't have too many avenues to kind of actually get onto squishy supports, it would be surprising to see him on a Doomfist on this point specifically, maybe point number 2, but a couple of seconds we roll out the gate, and here we go.
And truthfully, when you take a look at this, Hisu's on a really short timer. The question is, can Hisu get a pickoff in about the next 10 seconds? Because if he doesn't, Sparkle is going to be in there in a flash. QQ takes out Takoyaki immediately. That's going to give Hisu a lot of key room.
Yeah, he can set up for basically anything at this point. And you can see Lee Jae-gong as well, not even pocketing Hisu. Hisu, you don't pocket the Widowmaker just for the ult charge, you pocket it for the ridiculous damage a headshot can do, plus the damage boost. Yaki's going to be able to get this played online very quickly as well. QOQ checking there, just randomly left-clicking on near the health packs to make sure the Sombra isn't there. XE's not having a good time either, actually translocating into the point. They're going to make a re-engagement as well, but Hisu once again flicking the head and just sending Takoyaki and MCD straight back to sport.
Hisu immediately getting, not just MCD, but the damage on the Takoyaki there was so intense. It meant that instead of Takoyaki being able to continue to cleave RunAway, you had to turn away. Really just a little bit of damage away from falling. And this is a really good dynamic so far here from RunAway, where their dive has just been a bit tortured.
Also got Blade as well. Yaki is 5% away. That's all help from the damage boost. Speaking of Blades, there's one in. Nano Blade, in fact.
Nice sleep! The sleep! In from Seongnam Jin, buys the time. Meanwhile, Yaki Blade back on the other side. Sparkle, though, up from his nap, takes down Hisu. EM still with the real ability to turn this fight around. RunAway, backing up, healing over, not done yet, but LeGDAY gone, taking on down. Takoyaki into the sky, and the cleanup gonna be there for EM. EM taking point A.
Unbelievable air control there from Takoyaki. Manages to take out the Mercy in midair. The perfect play, some would call it. Both blades have been used as well. Difference is, one person didn't receive nano, and that was Yaki. So actually, RunAway right now have a nano boost to kind of fall back on. Problem is, Element Mystic can now roll on to this second point. They have got EMP. They got to go quick. That's the one thing they need to do. Make sure RunAway cannot set up and cannot get ults online. They got to hit Mag and they got to hit Gangnam Gym. That nano boost can be such a massive tool to help that the sustain on one person from that EMP.
And Gangnam Gym is going to be hiding from the EMP, but gets caught anyways. Both supports in the back, hit by the EMP. LeGDAY gone, real low, same as Gangnam Gym. Is the EMP nano even gonna come out? No, the nano! Oh, stuck on the other side. Sparkle, one dash reset after there, but QQ dealt with the front line. So even with the dive on the supports, even with both supports falling, it did not matter.
Yeah, that EMP at the back, it looks so good. But already you saw Mag put down his supercharger. I think that's what kind of enabled XZ. He was like, okay, so I need to EMP now. We get rid of that supercharger and the Orisa's going to be so vulnerable. Problem is, Sparkle kind of went in there as well, and there was very little backup for him after that. Yeah, he got dash resets. It looked like he was carrying that fight entirely just off 2 kills, but the problem is, your backline set, and now you're basically useless as a vanilla Genji. You're not going to do too much unless you're ridiculously accurate with shurikens and can get more dash resets off. They're going to engage yet again, ZP. This is a very fast fight.
From the EMP immediately strikes 5. And EM just going to get cleaned up as a result. Yaki in the back. That was an excellent EMP, and the cleanup just as swift.
Perfect use of the EMP, and now Element Mystic are going to have to build up to 1 again. I've got a feeling that XZ is just going to build up towards the EMP. They're going to save Blade, save Nano, and just go all in for this next engagement. Nice little kill there onto Habin. Just stagger him just a little bit. Now XZ trying to find a route in and someone to kind of farm off. Diva would be a nice little target there in the back if you can get the hack off. Looks like he's going to try to. 70% now online.
The really interesting thing to me here is that they're running XZ wholly on the Sombra. They swapped out Doa for this. What does that mean for Doa as a Sombra player right now?
Well, it means that they're not valuing him too much. Maybe he's just the on fire. He's not on fire right now, so swap him out. Give him a little bit of a rest. Nano's going to come through onto the Vanilla Genji, but half the team is already dead. Element Mystic lose both supports almost instantly in that engagement. MCD, that very much felt like a desperation. Nano is like, okay, I'm going to die. Can I quickly give it to Sparkle? Maybe he can use Blade, and then we win the fight, maybe? No, that's not how that works. You're going to get focused down, and as soon as the main healer's dead, Lucio heals aren't going to sustain the entire team. What a wasted ultimate there from Element Mystic. They're actually forcing him onto a Moirai now instead to get more value for this next engagement, but it's just led Hisu to build up towards another EMP. And Yaki as well has just been doing so much on this Tracer. He's got a pulse bomb. RunAway have the tools to defend this.
RunAway is in a really good spot. EM, though, they're just looking for a big EMP followed by an even bigger Blade. XZ looking for the EMP opportunity. Gets dropped. The EMP only hits 1! It only hit QOQ! Meanwhile, the nano boost in from Gangnam Jin. Sparkle diving into the Blade. QOQ falls, understandably so, but the rest of RunAway is still totally fine. They're about to have an EMP of their own. Now they're rotating back over into the point. The bomb can be right for QOQ off respawn. Mag might be down. 2 ticks already for EM. RunAway, they gotta get back towards the point. They definitely need presence here. They're moving back into the point. The EMP can be dropped by Hisu. Hits 5. Fall through. It's there for Takoyaki, but it's gonna be there for more. Yaki moving into the backhand side, and RunAway just barely gonna be staving this one off.
Yeah, they still managed to get 2 ticks though. Yaki actually misses post bomb there as well, which is kind of bad. Like on a floating Genji, he kind of sucks. Hard post bomb to hit, but he still dealt with the Genji rather easily. And do you know what did deal with the Genji rather easily? ZP Sparkle finding one target with that Blade, and then peeking his head around the corner, seeing absolutely nobody because the entirety of RunAway had already split, either run back to spawn so they couldn't be killed, or kind of huddled around LeGDAY Gong in order to receive the receive the field that doesn't let you die. The immortality field. There we go. Element Mystic, they have got the EMP online, but Yaki once again has the pulse bomb. He's getting one pulse bomb every fight. He needs to find support. Lexi's setting up.
Lexi looking for the EMP in the back. Sparkle ready to go through. Maggo the oven. Yaki strikes! The pulse bomb taking down 2! And that is phenomenal! What a way to deny the push from EM, and that EMP right into the dumpster.
Unbelievable. I told you Yaki needs to find somebody, and what does he do? He finds 2 people instead. XD now switching over from the Sombra. Middling success on this so far. You can see the play and play. Oh, straight on the coalescence and more as well. You hate to see it. You hate to see it if you're Element Mystic. Oh my goodness. They've got one fight here, ZP. They've got Blade, maybe, is 5% away. They have Beat. They have Bomb. Hisu is so close to this EMP though.
And right now they're playing all their faith in Sparkle. The Blade is run out, but Sparkle's health completely chunked down. Gets a little bit of healing in the middle of it. Yaki just not even there. Yaki's in the backline. He's just tearing people up. Doesn't really care what Sparkle might be doing to his own backline. And really, RunAway, they play around the Blade. They trust in Yaki on the other side. And EM going to get denied from Point B Temple of Anubis. And this is RunAway in a really good spot now to go up 2-0 at the halftime break.
I gotta say, ZP, this is very much Element Mystic refusing to swap off heroes that are just not working. They brought in XD, they were like, okay, Doha is having a rough time right now. We need XD to step in. We're gonna play you on Sombra. And what does he do? He hits one-man EMPs. It's not great. Sparkle looking like he wants to carry this entire game on the Genji, but he is getting shut down. Not with any ults from RunAway, just from the pure positioning and then the threat of just having a Baptiste on the field as well. The immortality field does so much against the Genji, and it's a Genji which we spoke about on Ilios. It doesn't have nano, so it's not going to do all of anything. The Blade is pretty dull. It's broken at this point. Sparkle also, I feel, needs to switch because RunAway are playing around it so perfectly that he's not getting kills. He's actually getting more kills, I feel, with the vanilla Genji getting the dash resets than he is actually with the Blades.
That's the old Shadowburn dynamic. That's the Shadowburn nostalgia circa 2016 that you're channeling as you describe what's going on. But I couldn't agree more. The Blade is being played around so well at the moment by RunAway that EM truly needs to consider a change of course. And that change is heading out now. And Sparkle looking confused. Where is he? Tracer, Pharah, Tracer, Pharah. But given that Unique is going over to the Mercy now, they're going to commit to the Pharah, and this is the other face of Sparkle. We've seen the Genji, it's had its moments, but the Pharah is what really got EM here, and the big reason was that Genji didn't have an answer. Now we have to see, did RunAway study for the test? Will they have the answer to this Pharah?
Best thing is about Temple of Anubis that you can roll back to your spawns extremely quickly. I think RunAway are just going to scout out to see what they have. They should be able to spot the Pharah now as the stray rockets are coming in. Yaki is still on this Genji. Potentially he's going back to spawn. I can't quite see just yet. But QOQ just taking just ridiculous damage from XE, who's on top of the skylight with the help of Takayaki with the shield. Almost impossible to move. And now RunAway are going to have to still make a choice. Ichigon does end up going down, though, as he was trying to pocket Yaki, who's going to fall as well. So actually, Element Mystic just kind of holding firm. Not too much of a surprise. RunAway need to be able to switch off here. They're going to have an incredibly tough time in actually building this ultimate as well, this EMP, because everybody's behind shields. Gangnam Jim doing more damage than his DPS currently. Sparkle finds yet another kill. Still continuing to be unmatched in the skies. Yaki is now on the Tracer, which again doesn't really help his team all too much.
Well, Sparkle still on the hunt right now, just in full cleanup. RunAway, they stayed a little bit long. I think RunAway thought that there'd be more of an opportunity there. They were hoping that a pickoff would manifest, and it just did not. EM has kept RunAway in a very disadvantaged position here for quite a while. And Yaki right now under pressure from all ends. And the D.Va saying, okay, actually, not going to chase that down, but RunAway moving back over to the point now, and next assault should be coming in soon.
It should be. So should this pulse bomb. That needs to land on the Pharah. Is it going to? Probably not, because Pharah's high in the sky. He needs to land on one of the ports. In that case, Yaki's still hunting. Unique does end up going down as he finds the first kill.
It's a really good opening now for RunAway. The Mercy gone. They don't have to worry about the res. Yaki over onto the point. High damage going on. Sparkle's down. Sniped out of the air by Gangnam Jin. Ana's versus Farah is something we've been seeing a whole lot recently.
There's Farah also very vulnerable to any sort of hit scan that's long range. Gangnam Jim doing a good job. They finally take him out. Maybe that was the answer that they needed. It was like, okay, Gangnam Jim, don't worry about healing. Lee Jae-gon has gold medal healing, so it's fine. Maybe you just take out the Farah. Sparkle back onto his patented Doomfist. A post-bomb peek set up by Yaki. Doesn't quite find anybody, but it would have been style points if it did. And Hisu with the EMP.
See EM diving on in, but the EMP in from the back. They might have done a little bit too deeply, but no. They get 2 before falling. EM able to strike before the worst of the EMP catches up with them. As a result, they're going to be able to get some stability here on point B, RunAway. We're about 4 minutes and 17 seconds here, Jaws. It's a decent chunk of time.
He's going to be able to set up this EMP rather well, though. The best thing about this EMP also, especially if you're on the defender's side, you can play back until RunAway full commit, and then you can go for this big boy EMP, this 5-6 man. He is going to reveal himself for the time being. They do have self-destruct as well. They can combo it, but a little bit more difficult. Primal Rage being used first, though. EMP maybe from XD, goes straight in.
Lee Jae-gon, though, the EMP, the barrier, right in response. Not enough to save Hisu. The RunAway still trying to make it happen. 5 on 6. Sparkle, Doomfist to the side. Lee Jae-gon dead. And RunAway investing a lot even after losing one early. The bomb from QOQ not connecting. And EM just going to be repelling them here once more. And that's really big in terms of the flow of time here on the map. RunAway set back at least one team fight, but likely much more.
Yaki. Whoops-a-daisy. Didn't mean to blow myself up there. Nice little stick onto Sparkle, though. Maybe changing, not entirely sure. It was a bit useless using that pulse bomb there. Yes, he does change over to the Farah. Has enough with Sparkle. Problem with Farah on this map, the skybox is pretty big on Anubis CP, but the problem is you haven't really got many places to hide around where you're out of range from the manual hack, and Hisu almost has another EMP once again. XD gets caught off in the back line. Couldn't translocate out, but it might not even matter because Sparkle, taking the game into his own hands, takes out Yaki, and even a ridiculously deep use of the Meteor Strike. Gangnam Jim did not see that one coming.
No, not in the least. Sparkle making house calls right now. Don't worry, you don't have to pick up from Doomfist. He does delivery.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness he does. If he delivered my food, though, I'd be a little bit worried. I think it'd be all over the place. He's definitely not the best delivery driver in the world, but he delivers pain nonetheless. Element Mystic now have a lot of ults online. They only used one in that last engagement, spawned another 20 seconds or so, but another big EMP could just end it all.
They dropped the EMP early. Sparkle down. He got caught. He was a little bit far up. RunAway. We're going to man advantage. They move it on in. Bomb going to be used here by Unbin, buying a little bit of time for EM, but RunAway still in hot pursuit. But look at what's going on in the back line right now. Takayaki in the back, mag down. Yaki drops the barrage, has a demon in his face, and that's going to be enough. EM repels RunAway once more despite the early pickoff onto Sparkle, and now time, a much bigger concern for RunAway into their final 2 minutes.
That was a ridiculously nice nade by MCD as well. Downtown with the help of the Diva. I think it actually splashed off Hubin's mech, by the way, and ended the Farah's life. XZ continuing to build up yet another EMP, and hey, guess what, ZP? He's got one, once again. Sparkle can commit his whole self to the backline as well. 20% for a Doomfist in terms of ult charge isn't a whole lot. You jump on the back, you're going to get that with ease. They start off with a Nano, though, onto the Winston as he's trying to create his space, but instantly, XZ's going to use his EMP once again.
XZ's out. He was trying to make space for Sparkle. Sparkle's out on in. Makes good use of the sacrifice. Takes down one. 4 on 4 for both teams, but this favors EM so much. Here on the defense, RunAway, they have to consider backing out right now. However, they commit the EMP. RunAway all in on the fight. Yaki following on through, and the risk from RunAway could be about to pay off. EM in hot retreat. And remember, they did not cap point B. This is the map on the line here for RunAway. One tick is theirs, and they're looking for more.
Element Mystic did not expect that EMP to come out. It did, it landed. Mag has got his Primal Rage available. Having gets hacked as soon as he comes in. Sparkle needs to be dealt with, though. He can stall for so much time if no one takes him out. Finally, Gangnam Jim, the hero that was needed on the side of RunAway, on point 1, and now on point 2. He manages to take one out. The EMP misses Yaki as well.
The barrage from Yaki onto the sleep. The combination worked out well. Yaki a terror in disguise at the moment. And EM desperately trying to delay, but they're falling one by one by one. And that is gonna be RunAway taking map 2. They are off to a crushing start here in the series.
Unbelievable. This is like a replay of what happened back in 2018. RunAway are just demolishing Element Mystic right now. Flowerven's looking pretty happy. I'd be pretty happy as well. No shoulder check from Kuki this time around. He's learned his lesson. Boosts aren't that deep, fortunately. And it just felt like Element Mystic weren't prepared for that EMP. It's like, guys, we've got picks. They're not going to use the EMP to re-engage. Oh god, we're all hacked. Please kill ya. Well, we're all dead. Unlucky. Gangnam Jim as well came up massive. The one person you need to remove when you are fighting on the point and the defenders are just rushing back from spawn is the Doomfist. Doomfist can survive for so long, not only because his cooldowns come off of a ridiculous time, he could just rotate in and back out, in and back out, in and back out. And Doomfist is such a brawly character and is so hard to kind of remove, not only because he has that overshield when he hits abilities, but because he can also use the Meteor Strike as a kind of get out of jail free card. He can go in with the ground pound, uppercut, try and find a kill with just the just that combo on the support. And if he does, great. Then the defenders can continue to roll in. Gangnam Jin took out the Pharah on first, took out the Doomfist on second. A true hero in the support role currently. 2-0 up for RunAway right now. We're going to jump to a quick break. Map number 3 coming up soon.
And we are back after 2 maps of play. We're RunAway coming in dominant and with a whole lot of momentum. And we're talking about this over the break, Jaws, but that hasn't always been the case for RunAway, especially against Element Mystic.
Yeah, all the way back in 2018 to Season 3, like, Element Mystic came into that series with a ton of momentum behind them. They hit Busan right nail on the head. They took out RunAway that first map. It's like, okay, wow, Element Mystic, they're here to stay. Let's get it. RunAway, they're gonna go down. What happened preceding that? Oh, RunAway then stomped them for the next 4 maps. It's not happening this time around. Element Mystic may have had a bit of momentum coming through the playoffs, ZP. They only lost 1 map coming up to this. They beat Gen.G 3-0. They beat GC Busan Wave 3-1. Now they're up against RunAway, who RunAway struggled a little bit against O2 Blast. It's kind of everybody's beating everybody, or everybody's getting close to beating everybody, you know what I mean, between Gen.G, O2 Blast, RunAway, and Element Mystic. Definitely the forerunners coming into the season. Element Mystic only just scraping themselves into playoffs as well, just on map score alone. This is an insane timeline we're living in. Element Mystic need to pull something out of the bag here, because RunAway, ZP, this could end in the next 2 games, or 2 maps, sorry.
It very well could. I mean, right now, people talk about, bring out the telescopes, I see the draw. Well, bring out the telescopes, you're seeing brooms right now. Brooms are on the moon. And brooms right now could very well be in this Overwatch match, because RunAway has been dominant here so far. And I think one key thing that's worth noting is that in their semifinal series, when you looked at how EM was successful, it was playing Pharah against a team that wanted to play a lot of Reaper May. That's not what RunAway is running. RunAway is running a style that's a lot more divey. They're willing to run things that counter the aggression that are coming in from EM. So EM, now they're the ones put in the position of needing to adapt, and we'll see what they do. I'll tell you this much though, Jaws, I don't think Genji is the answer. I think Sparkle needs to let that one go.
I think so too. He just needs to let it die. You don't have Nano, you're not going to win the fights with the Genji, unfortunately. Element Mystic wanting to make sure those lights in the venue do stay yellow, and hopefully they manage to take this win on Hollywood. I mean, they clapped Genji. They clapped GC Busan Wave, regardless of the 3-1 map score. They demolished them. They want to be able to turn it up to 11 right now. I think they should stick with the Pharah. They need to put the Genji away. Maybe have the Sombra as well. Pharah Doomfist, though, that is the combo they need to go for. Just scatter RunAway right now. Just make sure their supports are not living a life they want to live. Lee Jae-gong has had too much room. Gangnam Jim as well has also had too much room to move, to the point where he's killing people on Ana and basically winning the team fights for his team.
You know what I love, Jaws, is that you have empathy for the support players. And anytime you talk about the support players, they go, yeah, the supports just, they need to be pressured, or the supports, they need room. It comes from a place of love and caring, and many a ladder game, both lost and won, is what I'm hearing in your voice. Like, there's some true connection going on there.
ZP, I've had some nightmares. Some very recent nightmares as well. Don't get me wrong, 222 is brilliant. please look after your supports. Just please. Or give me space so I can click heads. Thank you. Signed, Jaws. Element Mystic are on the offense, RunAway on defense. RunAway with his sick comp though. They're running the Mei and the Hanzo too. So Yucky's going to be able to isolate Element Mystic. The best thing Element Mystic can do is run Pharah, which is what they're doing. But RunAway are just going to be able to play on point here. Help make sure Sparkle's life is, again, a misery because he can't get through these walls. There's not too much burst damage on the side of Element Mystic apart from the Hanzo. So destroying the wall is a no-go. What? Okay, well...
Hanzo really shouldn't be the one to do that. It does happen, but when your Hanzo is anti-airing Pharah, you might be in for a bad time. That is a remarkable opening here for RunAway and a very bad omen for Element Mystic.
Yeah, it is, and now RunAway can set up once again, and the worst thing about dying that early, you're not going to get ult charge, and RunAway is going to get a whole bunch of that on the next assault from from Element Mystic even. Sparkle should be playing over security here, I feel. Just trying to pressure out Yaki. You want to force that wall in the ice block fairly early.
They're able to do that, RunAway. A little bit further back this time. Element Mystic with a much better early engage. XE able to get Mag. That's the way you do it. 6 on 5. Not be shielding the way. RunAway needs to equalize soon, but look at Hisu. Hisu's so incredibly low. EM healthy, ready to go. Sparkle into the backline. RunAway running for their very lives at the moment. Hammond though gets D-Max. RunAway now simply in a position to bring it back over. They're going to drop the Amp Matrix. Roadhog firing through it. Hisu over the top. Has HP now. As Yaki fires back in ways. Strip Sparkle out of the sky, and it's Yaki on the Mei.
This is an incredibly messy fight right now, but what's important is Element Mystic have a tick on the board. Yaki comes back again with another kill. You forced his ice block so early. At that point, you need to go in. You need to kill him. You need to make sure that his wall is a non-factor in this fight as well, using the aerial superiority that Element Mystic have in the Pharah. That's not what happened. Lee Jae-gong as well also survived for so long. Put up the Amp Matrix on top of the left-hand roof to make sure that Element Mystic couldn't really stand on the point. RunAway have so many ults coming into this. They have Blizzard. So you've got to make sure that you take out Sparkle again, though. Hisu on the side. Let's loose the dragons after spotting out with the Sonic Arrow.
And the dragon will be more of a zoning dragon here. Sparkle taking a nap. That's how much it bores him on the other end. But the barrage is ready. EM. A minute 45 left to go. A fight that truly they must win. Valkyrie can be used early in the fight. QOQ. Nano hog the other way. Sparkle, though, got into the backline. Dealt with Gangnam Jin. Already 2 down. This is the best attempt that EM has had here so far. Let's see if they can finish it. Dragon out from XE. Down the heart of RunAway. Mortality field out of it, and now EM to get presence at the point. Bag is down. Yaki has a Blizzard. He's got to go for it here, Joss.
He's just going to chuck it in. They should be okay, though. I mean, they've got their healers alive and well. NCD is going to be able to kind of click heads as well in the back line. This should be a fairly easy takedown for Element Mystic. Yaki's dead, so no more control over the point. They finally managed to get it. 3 minutes and 30 seconds, not the biggest time bank as we move into the second portion of the map. But XE now switching over to the Widowmaker. This is what I want to see. Sparkle on the Doom, Widowmaker as well coming out. Useless really running Pharah here because RunAway could just run out with the Widowmaker and Sparkle is basically useless. Now it's going to be all about XE trying to take control of this high ground also. A little bit more difficult as well as they do move through these gates, but he's going to have a lot of help as well from Habin. They can kind of run this kind of tag team duo, or even with Sparkle now, in fact, who's actually switched over to the Pharah to control the high ground, make sure Yaki, again, is a non-factor on the Mei.
Well, Yaki, non-factor after all. Sparkle with the very early pickoff, 6 on 5. This is what EM wants. XE with room work with it. Oh, gets cooked in by Hog. QOQ, though, pays the price. Ate a lot of damage going in for the flank, doesn't finish off the kill, and Element Mystic creates a lot of room here in Hollywood.
Wow, an incredible amount of room. That's the target I said they want to take him down. Yaki goes down first because he can't deal with Sparkle in the air, and he can't deal with XE either. You're going to have to use those walls and those blocks so early on in order to basically sustain yourself and hopefully save Mag. Gangnam Jin does have Nano, though. This could be used on Mag to make sure he can stay alive, or QOQ, in fact, to try and take out XE, but they know where they are now. They've got sights.
Sparkle coming in over the top. Really good rocket damage. Deals with the supercharger immediately, but the splash was a real threat. EM just pressuring RunAway as they try and get out of spawn. Hisu goes down! MC with the pickoff. And RunAway, this would be going from bad to worse in a hurry. Sparkle gets that back, drops the barrage. XE there to fall through, and even Sparkle falling. This should be EM finishing off point B. It may have made up a lot of time in the point B phase.
That was a very cool use of the barrage there as well. You can see those columns, those juts he kind of nestled himself between them, so it was a little bit harder for someone to get an angle on him. The rockets could hit your, just hit yourself there, but you gain more protection than you actually lose in terms of the damage because you have the Mercy kind of healing you there as well. It was way too hard for anybody from RunAway to actually deal with him. It does allow Element Mystic is switching on to the old fashions. They're going to go on to the Reaper and the Mei. Kind of a staple in this 2-2. And we have got RunAway continuing to stick on this Hamzah. They really think Hisu's getting a lot of value off here. He's going to have to get a major pick-off because Element Mystic, what are they going to do? Do what they do best. Press W and M1.
Well, this is exactly what their composition is trying to do. When you go Reaper Mei, you're all about the close combat fights. It's why people call it new goats. But RunAway, gonna back off a bit. They're going to give maximum space. They're gonna see if Hisu can land one magic arrow to turn the tide. Meanwhile, they know even if EM rolls into them here, they're holding on to the Blizzard in reserve. So they're in a really good spot. They have options. And Exi already almost down. RunAway not being one to force Hisu, but Humpit goes in, drops the bomb on top. Blizzard out the other side. And the Blizzard making a lot of space for RunAway, but not resulting in any kills here just yet.
Yeah, that was the perfect time to go as well because Yaki already used his wall. And this self-destruct coming in, but everybody was able to scurry out in time, and MCD uses that coalescence.
Still looking for arrows, yet to connect. Hanbin down. Takoyaki next to fall. EM slowly getting whittled here by RunAway. That's going to be enough to send them back.
There's no way they win this now. They're going to get cleaned up. There we go, finally. Hisu with these dragons again. I want to question this Hanzo pick. You got to switch over to the Reaper, I feel like, because right now Element Mystic are just kind of running at you. I mean, I guess the saving grace there is they do have Li Gong on the Baptiste, so he can use the Immortality field to save the front line. So Hisu, he doesn't have to do as much on the Hanzo, and he's kind of a little bit more free to do what he wants and sit at the back and try and blink heads. But you got to deal with so much negation as well on the side of Element Mystic. They're going to go in once again, or at least try to, but Supercharger has been used.
Making the attempt, the Blizzard eat it! QOQ! All over it in the moment! What a play! In from RunAway, QOQ, keeping them afloat. The Blizzard was supposed to be the linchpin, and instead, it is a non-factor. RunAway, 1 minute away from a last point hold here in Hollywood.
Oh my goodness, RunAway, and they've got Blizzard coming online as well. They've got the Ant Matrix too, and this point is so good for Ant Matrix because, ZP, how many entrances are there to this point? There aren't many, and you can just put this Nyan in the center of the map and people can kind of play around it. It's not too much of a problem. They also have the Dragon Strike as well. RunAway have all the tools that they need to negate the ultimates coming through from Element Mystic. Coalescence online. Unique almost has that beat, but he's going to have to use that near at the end of the fight in order to save the rest of his team from this Blizzard.
And RunAway, they, as you say, they're in such a good spot right now. EM backs against the wall, 10 seconds. They can't leave the payload at this point. And XC down, went for the teleport and got punished in turn. Gangam tried to transcend, not up to save Hisu. EM fighting off the feet, full engage, the bomb to the back, gonna get negated by the shield. Yaki, presence here on the point. Sparkle finds Yaki, Element Mystic, not done yet, fighting the other way. And RunAway looking for one more pickup. They deal with Hanbin. In on the Tracer now. Deals with the Supercharger, rotating around. XC though with 3! Off on the other side! XC churning through when EM needs him most. And this might be EM finishing out in overtime, and it is.
OT on the board, and that's really what RunAway could have asked for, to be fair. The draw and the telescope should be unpackaged from their protective containers and drawn ever so slightly because it could be a draw. We can't hold our breaths. We have to hold our breaths for the time being. And I gotta say, that was all on the survivability there. Coming through from Element Mystic. As long as Takoyaki stayed alive, Element Mystic were going to be able to anchor around him and make sure they could win that fight. That self-destruct actually landed behind the shield. Takoyaki managed to go in front of it, managed to survive, and then just dip on back, and they focus out one at a time. Yaki was useless. He didn't have cooldowns there, was picked off on the sidelines. And then it was, again, the trickling of defensive members trying to get back onto the point. They managed to do it in OT. A saving grace, yes, for Element Mystic. But if RunAway finished with more than a minute in the time bank, we could look at a 3-0 for them and match and series point as well. RunAway looking so strong.
Or we could see the draw. The telescope.
True.
The telescopes right now, I'm not saying you should get them out immediately, but you might want to have them in reserve because if RunAway does finish with, say, 1 minute and 1 second left, yeah, they get another attack, but all Element Mystic would need would be one good defense. And speaking of different takes that we've seen from EM, this is another favorite of Sparkle, where Sparkle enjoys running the Junkrat. And Junkrat can be scarily effective here in Point A Hollywood. It's kind of a classic in what you run here, but it's a classic for a reason. It's because it works. However, up against the Pharah, that could be troublesome, Jaws.
It could be a little bit. I mean, I've not seen too many people take out a Pharah with a Junkrat. It feels more RNG than anything else. XZ is using the McCree, though. They don't really need to worry all too much. That Sparkle's unfortunate track got found out. Bit unlucky. Yaki's going to be able to kind of hold on this high ground now, but the problem is XZ is going to be there. A big rotation near to the doors wouldn't be too bad for Yaki, to be fair. He can kind of wrap around and then make sure XZ has to take a little bit more of an aggressive stance on top of this cafe, but it doesn't look like they're going to split up for the time being, as RunAway do get on the point for the time. Now Element Mystic, it's up to them to make the play, and XZ managed to take out Hisu, so not bad stuff.
XZ with the early opening. However, the Resurrection's going to be there. They need a little bit more, and now we're going to go for the split play. You have Sparkle in the cafe. You have XZ rotating around the side. The flank McCree, it's risky, but it can be powerful. And look at that, XZ able to punish Mag. Mag was looking up, wasn't looking at the other side. Now, one up here. XZ just regulating the corridor, takes down 3.
XZ, unbelievable, just takes down the duo and a third as well. This should be it for Element Mystic. They're going to be able to hold it. They're going to be able to get a massive stagger on QOQ as well. Gangnam Jim's nades as well. I got to say, we haven't really been paying attention too much to him in this map, but his nades have been actually ridiculous. The multi-man bios in the back line. It's just unfortunate that Immortality Field was there more often than not to save the lives of the rest of EM, but his nades have been so good, which has resulted in him getting a nano fairly early on, and actually it has been in time with MCD. Problem is, MCD has already used the Ant Matrix and has another one online very soon.
XZ opening up here for the Deadeye. Gonna be more of a zoning Deadeye to start things out. Pressure into the cafe. Window though, coming on out. Gonna be buying a little bit of room, but here comes Yaki. Deep dive, Pharah, secret mission to the back. Takes down the Cowboy. And this is looking good for RunAway. High risk, but an even higher reward. In from Yaki. Not a common place to see a Pharah, but that's exactly why it was so effective. But here comes Tyre. Sparkle on a mission. I don't know what the Star's gonna do. 28 HP and a dream. And it's gone.
Oh. Yeah, it's gone. Goodbye. And now they're huddling in a corner. Evil close to the strats. Doing fairly well for the time being. They have a tick on the board as well. As Mag uses that supercharger to buy a little bit more space and time. XZ can't really get in here either. He's Tracer versus a boosted Orisa. He's going to try for the assassination onto the supercharger, but gets 0 damage done because it's protected by the shield. Unfortunate for Element Mystic. They can't deal with that ult. Sparkle now in the back line with the perfect aerial on Gangnam Jin.
Gangnam Jin just got deleted from this universe, completely gone. EM was able to fight their way back into the point, and XZ now just screaming on back on Tracer. This is momentum back in the EM camp, and I got news for you, Jaws. RunAway is down to their final minute.
Dude, they're on. Oh my god, they're on one ultimate too. RunAway needs to be able to get some ults online. Element Mystic have a couple coming up. MCD's going to have his online, no doubt. That amplification matrix charges so quickly on the frontline tanks. Happen has the self-destruct as well to buy space. RunAway are going to go yet for another attack. XZ trying to, again, make some room, make some space, but the rest of Element Mystic can just scurry underground to the cafe, and they should be more than okay. QOQ is going to have to hit another massive hook, but it's so hard to find anybody. I say that as the shield goes down and they get the D-Mac.
Early D-Mac to start things out. And no, Hoppin can't get back in. Meanwhile, Yaki over the top drops the barrage. Space being made here once more by RunAway. Working to clean out the cafe. XZ on the flank, but he's taken down. Only gets one before falling. The healing will be impacted a little bit. Fiona out of the fight early, but it doesn't matter. RunAway working with more raw numbers on the point. EM getting repelled. A final Tyre. No! Taken down immediately. The Tyre's getting deflated here.
Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate. I've got a feeling Sparkle's switching somehow. Just tiring into 6. Maybe he gets the kill. Maybe it's play of the month. But you know what? Probably not. Unfortunately, we are jumping to a brief pause. But that was all on QOQ there. I mean, I'm not sure if that was fate, but that shield went down as soon as the hook came through, and the D-Mech too. That was almost a perfect play from QOQ to find the Diva, and then obviously meleeing round the wall as he tried to go for the remech. Hey, it happens. Unfortunately, you go down, but after that, you're in a situation where your Orisa is way less protected because the D.Va's not there to sponge all of that damage with the defense matrix and just with the D.Va itself.
Really interesting turn of events there, and I couldn't agree more. QOQ just threading the needle there, because that's a fine line. Punishing the pilot D.Va versus getting blown up unceremoniously. Very, very close, but we do have a pause coming up here, and I love how we get the little bit of extra information. PC issue. Not tactical pause, not a player running to bio, just a small PC difficulty. I think, if I'm not wrong, I think that's the same side that there's a little bit of technical difficulties in the last match. So there's just a PC over there that it's a little bit cranky today.
It's the cursed side. It's unfortunate, but that's what you get for kind of demolishing Element Mystic so far in the series. Element Mystic have wormed their way into the computers and managed to find a small defect and unplug one of the graphics cards. Unlucky. They can get their heads together, though. Element Mystic can come back into this. Point has been taken, however, and there are worse switches. I believe we saw Sparkle switch over to the Genji this time around. So again, on a hero that he's been doing so with over the last couple of maps. And I want to see how he's going to do with it on Hollywood. You can take control of the high ground, yes, but the Genji, especially against something like an Orisa and a Hog, doesn't do so well, ZP.
I mean, just in general, I would just look at the track record in the series here so far. What's happened most of the times Sparkle has pulled out Blade? Has it been, oh wow, Sparkle pulled out Blade, something good is going to happen? Or has it been, oh, Sparkle's dead? And the answer is, it's been the latter. It has not been super effective. And the team comps, maybe it's going to be a little bit different to where it's a different set of circumstances. But so far, if you're Runaway and you see Sparkle go in the Genji, you are very, very happy about the swap, because so far you've had the answers required. You hold back on the Blade, you save key cooldowns, and you punish, is what we've been seeing over and over again. So EM, though, I think the trouble that you have here, Jaws, is that this is a style they want to play. And really, when internalizing what's gone wrong, they're probably just thinking, hey, it's worked for us in the past. We're not going to fully change our play style. We still think we can make it work.
And that's all it takes, like you said, those small cooldowns. It could just be a Lucio boop plus the speed boost to get everybody out of the way. And then the Genji is basically useless. Oh, Sparkle on this Genji, I want to see him on something like a Doomfist. Maybe he's just feeding himself on the Genji. Maybe he's saying to the coaches like, look, man, my Genji's pretty fire. You've seen it. We've all seen it. I may have not been that good over the last couple of maps, but you know what? It's just a warm-up, bro. It's just a warm-up. We're getting into the series, man. Just let me play the Genji. I can pop off, I promise. Problem is, Runaway have found an answer time and time again. And Genji, I think, is a hero like Widowmaker in the way that it can be very streaky. The way that Widowmaker can just be on fire, you're clicking head after head after head, and you're like, wow, I'm actually popping off, just continuing to demolish the backline. I think Genji, in a sense, can be the same thing. If you are really in tune with the Genji on a specific map, on a specific round or whatever, you can just go for those dash resets. You can go for those wild plays into the backline where you kill the supports. Problem is, flipped around, you're just a dumpster fire, and it's just not working out for you.
And unfortunately, that kind of describes Sparkle's Genji play thus far, just in terms of response we've been seeing from it. And I think there is one key difference between Genji play and Widow play, is that when a Widow player is on, it's probably the most oppressive thing in the game, where your only option to play around it is hiding around walls. You literally cannot be in line of sight. Genji, at a minimum, still follows a predictable pattern where you know the Genji is going to be coming in from a certain angle. And people have been playing around Genji now since 2016. People are very comfortable with how to expect Genjis on approach. And it means that even for your very best Genjis, if you're not getting opportunities made by your tank frontline, really the best of players can minimize the amount of times they see a Genji move in and just slaughter an entire team. It's a lot harder to pull off the classic Shadowburn 6K now in 2019. And I think that's part of why you're seeing the struggles of Sparkle here. It's not that Sparkle is a bad Genji, it's anything but. However, he has been running against just very stiff competition here thus far.
Yeah, you are relying on those nano boosts, like that. You have to get one, otherwise you are basically useless. We even saw him with a beat, and it's like 600 HP Genji with a blade. What's he gonna do? Oh, he's dead already. Wow, what a surprise! It's very much, you need that damage resistance, you need that damage boost to really make anything work. Also, Widowmakers can just dominate this map as well, because in a sense, the Genji and the map topology, like, it doesn't really go together. The Genji can control the high ground, which is great. The problem is the Widowmaker's going to see you coming a mile away. Because, funnily enough, Widowmaker can scope in. And there is only one track that cart is going to move down. Yes, you can go behind, but you are going to see the Genji. So the Widowmaker, in some senses, is more than safe. Plus, she can reposition on top of the jail and then have sometimes even a better sightline onto that payload as well. So Sparkle's Genji, maybe a little bit of confusion there. But if they do go in and just put all their resources into Sparkle, maybe he can pop off. Maybe if they run Winston Diva to try and counteract and just help Sparkle in achieving his goal of being the best Genji ever, maybe that can work. But I'm right now not entirely sold. We'll have to wait and see, of course. Plus, again, you're running into Orisa Hog, like also a very, very hard pair to deal with as the Genji. So unfortunately, we are still in a pause, guys. Really do apologize that so far. PC issues still plaguing.
It's the same PC side, as it turns out. We did get confirmation that it is the same side that is having the issue. But I do want to shift conversation a little bit here and go, you take a look at Hollywood, particularly the defense that EM was having. EM was working with a lot of momentum going in. The thing that has been eluding them the entire series long. And honestly, I think in terms of who this pause benefits, I think that this is an unexpected boon right now for RunAway, where, okay, there's PC issues, but this slows down the pace of the game. And I can only feel like that works to RunAway's advantage, given how things were going.
No, I would have to agree. I mean, Element Mystic, they're already looking a little bit boomed, but they were going to be able to come back. At least I have hope that they're going to be able to come back, at least take a map off RunAway. This was the final I was really hoping for too, and I think a lot of people were hoping for the final season of this current year. Element Mystic, RunAway, two of the best teams coming into Contenders' career this season. Unfortunately, didn't have the best of seasons either. Like I mentioned before, Element Mystic, and you look at their scoreline, you're like, wow, really? 2-5? Wait, they got in on the map differential? That's not what I really expected. Same with RunAway. I guess you could kind of say it was like just RunAway playing RunAway. Like, okay, they middle to the top of the table, but it was O2 Blast and Gen G who are just destroying the entire season, only losing a map, a series apiece. But RunAway looking as good as ever. This is playoffs RunAway. They are just demolishing Element Mystic. This pause not looking good, but it doesn't look like we are potentially getting back in. Hisu putting his headset back on. ZP, I think we're going back into game.
Well, you know, there is a famous quote by another Overwatch caster, the one and only Mitch. Put your heads on, you got a game to play. Well, slight variant on that. Not quite a heated moment, but is the actual point. It's like, hey, we're getting back in game. Time to actually play the game. So RunAway, not by design. They've had some time to think things over. And EM, Sparkle has swapped back over to the Mara.
They have. Actually, he's going to be on this Widowmaker too. So this is what we wanted to see Sparkle. Maybe our comms managed to get to him somehow. Maybe the Genji wasn't the play, my friend, and the Pharah is going to be so much more valued here as well, because Yaki is still on the... Well, he's dead. Okay, ZP, I'm going to stop. I'm going to unplug my microphone because I am done.
Are you Wolf? Are you actually Wolf Schroeder? Because that was one of the biggest caster curses I've ever seen. And ZP, let me tell you, the Pharah is going to be so... Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Well, guess what? The rest of the EM also gone here on the payload. Look at that shot. How do you deal with that? Hanzo should be doing that.
And now who's going to take high ground? Oh, wait, it's Hisu. Where does the Pharah have to come out of? Those two very, very low ground doors. Sparkle's actually switching over to the Mei. They got the WM comp coming in. A minute remaining for RunAway, though, but they've got all advantage coming into this next fight. It doesn't even look like Element Mystic going to touch. Tell a lie, they're coming on it.
And right now, the recontest not going well for them at all. Takoyaki immediately find the whole hog, and it just, they got crushed. We have spawn doors here, Jaws. It was not the engagement once before. The immortality from LEGDAY gone, just making it all the more safer. And I have to say, the post-pause momentum completely in favor of RunAway. And they're on track to set a time over a minute.
Yeah, they really are. 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Couldn't take the cart, obviously, a little bit of time to roll around. Sparkle gets nasty stagger. Yaki was able to wall him off, and easy pick up for Hisu. In that fight, though, as well, RunAway did use a lot of ults, to be fair. And to Element Mystic's credit, you re-engage there with no ults of your own, try and force RunAway to use a couple of theirs, and they did do that. Nice. Oh, Hisu, please, no. The Dragon's through the wall? Doesn't look like he's going to go for it just yet, though.
I think he realized that it was unlikely to get an elimination and the rest of the team wouldn't be in a position to really deal with it. Okay, he's got a Reap in his face, but the Reaper's down! XC falls the fadeaway shot from Hisu, and the Dragon coming back the other way, takes out another 2. What a beauty from Hisu.
0 ults for Element Mystic. Runaway, chuck everything in. Yeah, Hisu giving the old taps for Kraus, and the yes, I just did that. Blizzard Dragons, nothing that could be done. However, they're still burning time off the time bank. 25 seconds remaining for them to get this in before that 1 minute mark. However, I don't think they're going to be able to do it. The stall is going to be too much. Element Mystic going in once again.
The EM certainly should have the stall here. It would require a full-on crumble. Not to be the case with Yaki going down. They've assured themselves that no matter what here, they will get another attack or they will win outright. Runaway thrown back to spawn. And this is a testament, Jaws, to how much time was bought on point A.
Oh, yes, it was. But now Element Mystic have a lot of ults online. There's been 2 fights in a row where they have fallen, but they have gained ult charge. And that's what's important. They have them online now. They've got the Blizzard. They've got the Death Blossom. They've got Self-Destruct and a support ultimate as well. MCD is going to have that in no time at all because Moirai exists. Runaway have got a couple of ults in their own. Their key target here, and to be honest, they just... I want to say they want to take out Sparkle, but that's going to be basically impossible. They got to stop XE from doing anything cheeky here from the top rope. They're going to come in once again, and this could be the final fight. It's 25 seconds remain.
Next 30 down, Seongnam Jin strikes from the back! A man advantage here in the Runaway with 18 seconds remaining. And a big, powerful attacker. XE down immediately. Transcendence in from Runaway as they move forward. Window out, bomb it. XE take on. The bomb gets the back end. And
they're defending.
Back out. XE's going to be back in here. It's even full strength and Runaway. Severely wounded Element Mystic. Pause or no. They've brought things back here on Hollywood. And that is going to be EM getting the first map of the series. It's 2-1.
The struggle that was point A bought them so much time. 2 minutes and 17 seconds to push point C as well. Just an unbelievable time bank, you'd think, for Hollywood. They managed to get it under a minute, and they managed to bring it to OT as well. Like you said, the pause or not, it did not rattle Element Mystic. They've still found the win in the series. Can Runaway kind of repeat the same scoreline as 2018? Of course, we'll have to wait and find out. But wow, funnily enough, Sparkle jumps onto something else, and he makes it work.
Just really quite a turnaround here from EM, but needs to be the first of many. And I have to say, one thing that really fed into it, Jaws, they weren't as reliant on the Genji. They realized it's not working. They said, you know what? Let's play some different heroes here. They went to the far a lot more, and it was certainly more effective.
I mean, on top of that too, you got to think the patience and the time and the kind of game plan going into those last 3 fights as well on point C. They know they're not going to win the first one because they got no ults, and Runaway has them. They got to burn Runaway's ults. Next one, same story. And the third one, they knew they built up enough ults. They could hold it there, and look what happened. They managed to take the map, and they are 1 map in the series. Still, Runaway have the advantage.
Well, right now we got ourselves a series. Can EM bring it on back? We're going to find out after the break.